everyone. How are you doing today? It's Marla. There is a certain time of day when the light coming in my window is perfect, and this is not the time. But I'm going to do this review anyway. So I have kind of like lights flashing in my face right here. But if not, it was just going to be too dark in this room to do this video. This is going to be kind of a triple threat video. I'm going to do 3 products at once, because I'm going to use one of the products to kind of demonstrate and review and give my perceptions of the other products. The first product I'm going to talk about is the Boscia Konjac sponge. I love this little sponge. It's so tiny. It looks like this, kind of like half of a sphere. And it has this little fragile, chintzy little string that's hanging on it. But this sponge is sold by Boscia. I think it's expensive. I think this was, what, $18? It seems like a crazy amount for this little sponge. If you can see it, right now it's a little hard when you press it, but it's supposed to gently clean, purify your skin, and exfoliate it. It's made with 100% Asian Konjac root. I think that's what it said. I'm not quite sure what Asian Konjac root is, but I'm pretty sure that's what they said it is. And it's basically a sponge that does exfoliation, but it gently exfoliates your skin, brightens it, softens it, smooths it, does all the things a regular exfoliator should do. I really like this sponge. This would be probably a great sponge for someone who didn't maybe want to fork over the money for a Clarisonic, but really wanted kind of a nice little sponge. This thing really is great. Now what you do is you get this nice and moist, and it turns into almost something totally different than it is right now. So I'm going to run to my bathroom, get this really wet, and kind of show you what it's like once it is really moistened. So I will be right back. So I've wet this sponge, and I don't know if you can hear that. It almost feels really strange. It feels like I'm holding Asian noodles or something, Asian wet noodles in my hand. It has this odd little feeling, but I really kind of like it. And it's super, super soft. So this should be super gentle. I've used this around my eye area with no problem whatsoever. They say you can use this to remove your eye makeup, but I really don't care to do that, because the last thing I want to do is kind of have that all over my sponge, and kind of, I know how hard it's going to be to try to get that makeup off the sponge. So what I normally do, even with my Clarisonic, I take one of my Neutrogena cleansing wipes and take off really kind of the hardcore stuff that's really tough to get off, like my eyebrows, my color tattoo eyebrows, any eyeliner I have on, or mascara. Just do a quick wipe around my face and my lipstick, and then I clean my face with either my Clarisonic or with this. I use this mainly in the shower because I have a little hook in there, and once I'm done with it, all I do is I take this little string, hang it on the hook in a really dry area. It dries out overnight, it's well ventilated, and then it gets hard again. This is, I think, a really good investment. I know they talk about finding knockoffs on the internet, but I'll be honest with you, I've tried to get knockoffs of some things like the Beauty Blender and things like that, and it's been very difficult to get something as good as some products that I really like. So I just, for the $18, which I think this is what this was, $16 or $18, I would just kind of fork over the money and get the actual one that's sold by Boscia. Again, all you do is put your cleanser on this, or put your cleanser on your face, and then just massage it all over your face. You can go right over your eyes. This is not rough whatsoever. It takes out especially takes out all the impurities in your face. They say it removes your makeup, which I don't use it for. I use it just really to cleanse my skin, and then all you do is hang it in a well-ventilated area. I've had this for, I don't know, a couple months now, and it's holding up great. So really, really good investment. I love this little sponge. Next, I'm actually going to review 2 products, and I'm going to use the sponge to kind of show you how these products look, how they smell, and kind of my perceptions of using them. I've used them for a couple weeks now, and initially I was kind of really excited about them, and I had really great perceptions about them, and now I'm kind of have a little bit thumbs down. It may just be my skin that doesn't like them. I usually do really well with almost anything. I don't have super sensitive skin, but for some reason, I just didn't do really well with these products. And the two products were Garnier, the Radiance Renewing Cleansing Gel for dull skin, and Garnier, the Ultimate Cleanser 3-Way Clean. All right, the first one, the Garnier, the Radiance Renewer Cleansing Gel for dull skin. And I think this was around $7, so that's really a great price, I think, for a cleanser. I use normally a lot of higher end cleansers, ones from Boscia, or I also like my Origins cleanser, and they are a lot more expensive than this, and that's why I thought I would give this a try. Plus, this particular, a lot of drugstore brands have parabens in it, but this one does not contain any parabens. So I thought, again, yes, a great idea to give this a try, and I'm just gonna read this to you really fast. It is supposed to gently renew and smooth your skin, to give you radiant skin. It has citrus extract plus hydroxy acid, and it has cushion gel technology. That sounds like something I'd put in my shoes. What the cushion gel technology is this cushion gel, cleansing gel, transforms in contact with water to remove and to create a gentle cushioning foam on skin, which will then remove dirt, oil, and makeup. And let's see what else. The hydroxy acid is also supposed to boost your skin's natural cell renewal, and the skin should feel visibly fresher, smoother, and more radiant from the first use. Let me give you my perceptions of this. So when I first got it, I liked this. I really liked it. When I squirted it out, it comes out in a thick gel that's clear. I don't want to flip it over too much, but that's kind of what it looks like. And the smell, it has a great smell. At least I think it does. Kind of a very refreshing, fruity smell, but not overly sweet. It smells like as if you were smelling oranges in a basket, something like that. It smells really good. I love the smell. I like the way it felt on my face. I'm going to actually use my little Boscia sponge here and scoop up some of the cleanser. And when I put it on, it does make a nice lather. Now, I don't have a ton of water on the sponge because if I did, it'd be dripping all over my computer and everything I have on my desk. But it leaves you can see that it does give you, if I have a little bit more water, it does give me a little bit of a good lather going. Smells great, feels really refreshing on my skin. Let me get everything. I'm just gonna go crazy on this side and clean. As you can see, I'm putting it around my eye, even though they say stay away from eye area. But I always kind of like to test that out because I really am not getting anything. I mean, oh my goodness, I even have it on my eyelash there. No burning sensation whatsoever. So in that respect, super gentle. So let me go rinse this off and let me tell you how my face feels after I rinse that side of my face off. So I'm just gonna dab this off. And if you can see, it left my face super clean. All my makeup's off. My face feels really smooth. It feels great, very soft. The only problem with this is that if I would have just tested this for one day, I would have given this 5 stars. I really love it. Drugstore brand, inexpensive, cleans really well, doesn't irritate my eye area, makes my face feel smooth and soft after I rinse it off. The only problem is that after I use this over a period of days, the more I used it, the more my skin dried out. And that is really unusual for me because I have combination skin. My skin is usually more on the oilier side. I live in a humid climate, but I really don't like to dry my skin out. I like my skin moisturized. I have older skin, so I kind of want it moisturized. I don't want it greasy, but I want it moisturized. And I noticed that after about the 4th or 5th day of using this, I would be sitting in the bed after I washed my face and it would be like so tight. I would feel like I would have to moisturize my skin. It would just drive me crazy. I can kind of incorporate this once in a while into my skincare routine because it does smell so good. I love the feeling of the gel on my skin. I just think it feels so good. It's so refreshing. But if I use it for a long period of time, it ends up drying out my skin. That could just be me. I think it's worth a try. Again, great price. I think it's a really good cleanser. It just, for me, it doesn't work on a daily basis. But I still think this is definitely worth a try. The second Garnier product I'm going to do is the Garnier, the Ultimate. Oh, and the other thing was no parabens in this either, which was kind of nice. This one does contain parabens, unfortunately. It's the Garnier, the Ultimate Cleanser 3-Way Clean. Number 1, it's supposed to be your daily cleanser. Number 2, it's supposed to be an exfoliating scrub. And number 3, it's supposed to be a purifying mask. So let's see how we're going to do this. First thing, what we're supposed to do is, because I've only done this a couple times before, but I've never actually used it as the mask portion of it. So let me actually do that right now. Okay, it works in 3 ways. You can either use it as a daily cleanser and exfoliating scrub, which is how I've been using it to test it out, or you can use it as a purifying mask. So if I'm going to use it as a mask to detoxify my skin and purify my clogged pores, all I have to do is moisten my hands and my face and then spread a thin layer onto clean skin, avoiding the eye area, and then let it dry for 3 minutes. So what I think I'll do is I will rinse my face really quickly, just get some water on it, and I will apply a thin layer of this, and then I will set my timer for 3 minutes, and then we'll take a look at it, and I will take it off then. I've put some moisture water on my face, and I'm going to take this out, and it comes out, it looks like toothpaste, like that, super thick. And let me see how it smells. It doesn't smell bad. It just doesn't smell as good as the gel. And I just wish I could describe this smell, but I don't know. It's a little, to me, it's kind of a little, somewhat, is that perfumey or what? I don't know what that is. Not my favorite smell, but not so horrible that if I loved it, I couldn't keep using it. Does that help? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on my face in a thin layer, and you can feel the exfoliating beads in it. And put it around my nose, and I'll put it, obviously you're not supposed to put it near your eye area, but I'll put it as close to my eye area just to test it out. And one thing I noticed about this is the smell of it kind of gets to me a little bit, like it goes up my nose, it makes me want to cough a little bit. And when I put it on my face, there are certain areas of my face, for example, areas that I've used a little Retin-A in, not recently, maybe last week, that it kind of seems to burn a little bit. It burns a little bit around my nose, and it does seem to burn a little bit on my face. Nothing horrible that I can't stand, just that there's just a slight uncomfortable kind of burny feeling, and nothing that I would be thrilled about all the time, but that's what it feels like. So let me set my little timer for 3 minutes. I'm gonna let this dry, this thin layer on my face dry, and then I will rinse it with water, and I will feel it and see how my skin feels after this mask has been on there. And what I'll do also is I'll actually use the mask as an exfoliating scrub. Now, when they say use it as a cleanser, unfortunately, when I use cleansers, I kind of like to put cleansers over my eyes to get my eye makeup off sometimes, and I definitely would not be putting these exfoliating beads around my eye area. So I don't necessarily think I would be using it as a cleanser all over my face that way. I use my Boscia black gel cleanser. I can basically stick that all around my eyes. I don't have any burning. Or I use my Origins frothy face cleanser. I can put that right around my eyes also and don't have any problems. But this, with these exfoliating beads and kind of that burny-ish aroma coming out of it, I would definitely not want to put that over my eye area to get eye makeup off. So I would probably use it mainly as a mask or an exfoliating scrub. But let me let this dry, and I will be back in a few minutes. All right, I've let it dry and I'm about to rinse this off. It is really tight. It's not itchy and it's not burning anymore. And I guess I've gotten used to the aroma. It almost reminds me of those old-time mint julep masks that you used to put on. I don't know, that's just kind of what it smells like a little bit. Now on the other side, I wet this side of my face and you can see I have one pimple there as a result, I believe, of using this. I haven't had a zit in like over a year, and I started using this and all of a sudden I have a pimple there, which really bothers me. But let me put this on this side and I'm going to use this kind of as an exfoliator. And it has a decent amount of beads in it for me. It doesn't feel really abrasive. Some exfoliators have no little micro beads in there to kind of get rid of the dead skin cells. But this one's not too bad. So it says, moisten hands and face, vigorously massage for 1 minute onto the skin in circular motions, avoiding the eye area, of course. But I don't notice really any horrible burning. I've put some cleansers on or some masks on that almost like the fumes from it were so bad that I felt my eyes were just tearing up. This isn't that way whatsoever. It just has kind of that funny mint julep-y kind of scent. So I'm doing this for a minute, and it's supposed to wash away dirt and excess oil and remove facial impurities. I love removing facial impurities. It's such a good thing. Okay, I think it's almost a minute. So I'm going to take both sides of this off. I'm going to take the side I just used it as an exfoliator off, and I'm going to take the side that I used it as a thin mask treatment off, and then I'm going to feel my skin and I will give you again my impressions. I have been using this as an exfoliating scrub off and on for the past week or so I can kind of give you my perceptions of it. This does contain parabens, just so you know. When I first picked it up, I didn't think it did, but it does have methylparaben in it, unfortunately. Maybe it's peppermint that I'm smelling in here. Mentholy peppermint. Maybe that's kind of the smell, because I see peppermint written on the back here. That could be what it is. So let me just rinse my face off really quickly, and then I will do the taste test, the feel test, and let you know how that feels. I've taken off both sides of my face, the mask side and the exfoliating side. They both feel pretty much the same. They feel really soft and very smooth right now. I just unfortunately have the same problem with this product in that it's oil-free, but after using it several days, my skin gets really tight that I then feel like I have to put a bunch of moisturizers on my skin. It may just be my skin. I mean, it may just be me. However, when it comes to trying either this one or this one, I would try this one rather than this one. The scent of this is just kind of really puts me off a little bit. I just don't care for that stronger scent. I think there are a lot of other better exfoliators than this one. It just seems a little cheapy and harsh to me. I don't know. I just don't care for this. This gel cleanser, if it doesn't dry out your face, I think it's really great. I love the scent of it. I think it feels so good, that cushiony gel feeling on my skin. Unfortunately, it gave me a pimple, and it really dried out my skin a lot. So I will probably maybe use it once in a while, intermittently, with my other cleansers, but not on a daily basis. That was my triple threat video perceptions for the day. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I will see you soon. Bye-bye from Marla.